and we look forward to hearing from each of them today. So now to Senator Durbin, Ranking Member.
Thank you, Chairman Grassley, and congratulations to the nominees, their families, and friends. First, a matter of record. For the last 4 years before this one, I was chairman of this committee. We considered 235 judicial nominees that were sent to us by the White House. Those nominees were all approved by this committee and by the United States Senate. 80% of the nominees received bipartisan roll call support. So I want to make that record very clear. Today we'll hear from Emil Bove, who has been nominated for a lifetime appointment to a New Jersey seat on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Over the years, especially during the first Trump administration, I've disagreed with many nominees who appeared before this committee on matters of constitutional interpretation. President Trump's judicial picks during his first term were largely legal conservatives. This nominee is in a category all of his own. A former personal defense attorney of President Trump, Mr. Bove has led the effort to weaponize the Department of Justice against the president's enemies. Having earned his stripes as a loyalist to this president, he's been rewarded with this lifetime nomination. Mr. Bove has fired dozens of career federal prosecutors who worked on cases related to the January 6th insurrection, the cases that were assigned to them. In Mr. Bove's memo ordering the termination of these prosecutors, and we have a copy here for those who have any question about it, he cited President Trump's false and outrageous claim that the prosecution of January 6 rioters was, quote, a grave national injustice that has been perpetrated upon the American people over the last 4 years, end of quote. For the record, 169 of these January 6 rioters who attacked our Capitol were convicted of assaulting law enforcement agents. The merry men and women who stand behind you and in the hallways, risking their lives for your safety and my safety, were the victims of this January 6 attack. 169 were convicted of crimes related directly to that question. President Trump gave them and over 1,000 other rioters a full pardon as one of his first acts of office. Mr. Bove called these convictions, quote, a grave injustice. Mr. Bove also ordered the FBI to compile a list of all current and former FBI employees who were assigned, quote, at any time, close quote, to a January 6 investigation, quote, to determine whether any additional personnel actions are necessary. Political retribution at this high level of our government has seldom been seen. This was done and executed by the nominee. There's more. Mr. Bove personally intervened to strike a corrupt bargain with the New York City Mayor, Eric Adams. You read about it. We've all heard the quotes. He wanted to drop the prosecution of Mayor Adams in exchange for Adams' promise to cooperate with President Trump's immigration policies. In response, several professional prosecutors resigned, including the U.S. Attorney herself. A staunch conservative who clerked for Justice Scalia and was appointed by President Trump, she resigned over Mr. Bove's suggested deal. The lead prosecutor in the Adams case also resigned. Hagan Scotton, who earned 2 Bronze Stars in Iraq, clerk for Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Kavanaugh, wrote to Mr. Bove, and I quote, I expect you will eventually find someone who is enough of a fool, enough of a coward to file your motion, but it was never going to be me. And according to a whistleblower complaint the committee received yesterday, Mr. Bove has suggested that the Justice Department might need to say F you to federal courts and ignore federal court orders with which this administration disagrees. Ladies and gentlemen, this gets to the heart of our democracy and the rule of law. As Senator Kennedy of Louisiana has rightly reminded previous nominees, and I quote, don't ever, ever take the position that you're not going to follow an order of the federal court, ever, end of quote. These serious allegations against Mr. Bove came not from the ACLU, but from a career Justice Department lawyer who was promoted by the Trump administration and is best known for defending the first Trump administration's immigration policies in court. He has now put his reputation on the line to inform this committee on the judiciary of what Mr. Bove's wrongdoing was, and predictably he's being attacked by the president's MAGA lapdogs. In addition to Mr. Bove's unethical conduct, there are serious questions about his temperament. According to public reporting, Mr. Bove was the subject of an internal investigation over his, quote, abusive, quote, bellicose management style while serving as a federal prosecutor in the Southern District of New York. Just what we need in a federal judge with a lifetime appointment. His fellow prosecutors noted that Mr. Bove has a quick temper and he belittled his co-workers. In one instance, his poor management contributed to a botched case in which an individual convicted of serious charges related to evading foreign sanction was allowed to go free. My Republican colleagues may brush these examples aside. They may say Democrats have an axe to grind against Mr. Bove because of the role he's playing in the president's agenda. But the fact remains that complaints about Mr. Bove's temperament and candor long predate his association with President Trump. I'd also like to address the process by which Mr. Bove was selected for this New Jersey seat. The White House engaged with Senator Booker and Senator Kim on this vacancy for only 3 months before announcing Mr. Bove's nomination. And notably, the White House did not indicate it was considering Mr. Bove until 2 months into that process. Compare that to Biden White House's approach with Republican members of the committee. The Biden White House discussed 2 Sixth Circuit vacancies and a Fourth Circuit vacancy with home state senators for 7 months, 9 months, and 6 months, respectively, before making a selection. The White House also initially indicated that Senator Booker would be able to interview candidates other than Mr. Bove before then reversing course. Notably, Mr. Bove hardly has ties to New Jersey for this New Jersey-based seat. Don't take my word for it. His formal nomination before this committee identifies him as, quote, Emil J. Bove III of Pennsylvania. He's not even admitted to practice before the court to which he's been nominated. As a former chairman of this committee has said, with respect to judicial nominees, elections have consequences, so I expect to see conservative judicial nominees coming from this administration. But in recent weeks, President Trump has criticized Leonard Leo and the Federalist Society for, quote, bad advice they gave him in recommending legal conservatives during his first term. He's upset that his own judicial nominees have had the audacity to rule against the administration's illegal actions. With Mr. Bove, we see a sign of what is to come. President Trump cares little about statutory interpretation and the original meaning of the Constitution. He is looking for loyalty. He is looking for fierce retribution. He is looking for someone who will instill fear in his opponents. It seems he has found such a nominee in Mr. Bove. I yield.
Before I go to the senators from Florida, I have to address the allegation that you just